Okay, for some reason my camera didn't record the first scene where I started the candle, so I'll have to do that in another video. So I missed a part of my last video where I began the candle, so I'm going to redo that here and add it to the video. I have black gesso on my canvas to begin with, and it's thoroughly dry. So I'm going to take a little sea sponge, small pattern, and I'm going to create a little bit of an orange color by yellow, white, and a little tiny bit of bright red. And I want it more orange than anything. So there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start right in the middle where I want my flame to be, and I'm going to work my way out in a circle. Don't push too hard. Just tap lightly all the way around. Just keep going out. The idea is that we're getting it thinned out as we go out. And the less paint we have on, the lighter it will be. I'm going to go back into my yellow, make it a little bit more orange, start in the middle again, go out. Always begin in the middle at your brightest spot, work your way out from there each time. Go to a little more yellow, and I'm going to make it even more yellow this time. Again, working my way out. I don't want this to fade right out, so you can turn your sponge so that you don't get the same pattern going around. You want it pretty round. This time I'm going to go into yellow and white. Start lightening that up a little bit more. The center, start again right in the center. Work my way out. Pushing a little harder in the center, and then get lighter as you go out. So go ahead here, just making sure I have it nice and round so I can show it properly. Now again into the white and yellow, more white now. You want it brighter in the center where the fire's going to be shining. And this time I'm not going to go all the way out. About there, so there. That creates a nice glow. Maybe dab it white one more time. Very far out this time, just a little ways. Okay, now I'm going to take a soft bristled flat, I think this is a 3/4 inch brush, and wet it and dry it. Go into lots of yellow. Orange, make an orange color. Lots of yellow. And we'll come back and put some white in this after. We want more of showing some reds on the side. So load it with yellow, go into your orange. Like that on each side. So it's present on each side of your fire. Now you want your fire to be right in the center. So let's start where we want our candle to start, our flame to start. Push and slide it up. and lift it off to a point. I think I might even want it a little wider at the bottom, so I'm just going to push again. Now I'm going to put a whole bunch of yellow on there, on my brush. Take off what's on my brush. Put a bunch of yellow. A little bit of white. And very softly touch this time. There, I have my flame started. Let this dry. We'll work on our candy. Start off with some Christmas red. And my wick's going to come down here, but it's going to be dark. So I'm going to just put my candle in. It's going to have like a rounded top. So now my wick will come from there down. That's going to be behind it. Okay. And I think I'll have my candle coming. Get a little brush for that detail. Make that little smile shape. Make it the same all the way down. It'll give your candle roundness. Put a few layers on that. We ran once here. A puddle. Okay, so right here I'm sketching in a bit of a pot that might set up. Okay. Usually these things are kind of tin foily. You know. Start off by sketching in the bottom. And we want the flowers kind of here, so this will be I want this to look kind of like foil. Not quite sure how I'm going to do that, but we're going to figure it out here. My stuff's going to all come down here, so I'm just going to try to pull that up so that I can make it look like tin foil that's wrapped, or like a foil wrapper around a pot, like what you get them in. that would mean that it would have a little bit of reflection of the color from the candle and fire, a little bit of reflection on it. I'm going to put some here. Oops, it's not showing up very good. And then wherever the foil bends, it's going to have that highlight on it. I'd imagine a little bit of a reflection of the candle, the color of it, on the tin foil. Decide where I want a few leaves coming out first before I put my poinsettias in. So just sketch in where I want them first. Okay, so now that I know where my leaves are going, I'm going to put my double loading colors in. I'm going to keep the green on the one side and put a lighter green on the other. So dark green on one side and light green on the other. And now I'm going to shape these leaves. So I'm going to go a little stroke like that. Push and twist a little. Take them, then turn it so that your light's on the other side, and go down a few times, push and twist, and then to a nice point. And you can bring a little line. Move on to the next one. So lots of green on one side of the brush, make it nice and sharp and flat. Light on the other side, and you want that towards the outside of the leaf, so I'm going to go 1, 2. It doesn't matter how many you do of these, you just take them down to the point. Sharpen up the light side of your brush, and you twist your leaf down to the point again. Closer to the fire, we want lighter. So that's to my light side, and I'm going to go down this side first, twisting. It's going to be very light where the candle's shining. And I'm going to get a little white on this one too. Sounds like they're wrestling. Okay, so these ones are going to be a little darker, so I'm going to lay off with the white. This one's right pointing sideways, so I'm just going to do the top of the leaf and then go ahead with my segments. And I can redo the top. Okay, so there's our leaves for now. We may want to add more later. I said dark red and a light red and some yellow. Get some of this on the tip and a little yellow. So I have my darker color on the one end of my brush. And I'm just going to make some more simpler leaves because they're smaller and I want a bunch this time. So I'm going to lead with the dark color. Push really hard and come into it. And I'm going to have one there. I think these need to be a lot bigger. I'm just zigzagging up to a point. And I want to have one come in here. So I'm going to load up my brush. Keeping it flat and well loaded. Dark on one end, some yellow on the other. And I'm going to wiggle this up. Bend it. And copy this side again. These leaves are going to be underneath. And so I want this to be the front one, so I'm going to put one behind. Do one side into yellow and one side into the dark. Way too much on here for that little leaf. I don't want gobs on here because I'm going to be putting other leaves on top. It's mostly the tips we're worried about. And this one's going to have one coming over here before we put one over top. So let's just jot that in. Back here that belongs to one coming this way. Make it a little smaller because it's behind. because this is a pod of them, so we're going to have some leaves back here behind these ones. Load your brush up with that nice light color and then add some yellow to one side. And we're going to bring in some smaller ones. So we're going to do this one first because it's behind. I'm going to highlight the spots that the candle's going to be shining on. Okay, so this side be shaded. And, well, I've got that on my brush. I'm going to bring some edge on my candle. Some yellow there. Candle's kind of transparent where the light's shining in the wax. So I'm going to just bring that down like that. I'll put those drips back. Down at the bottom where my candle's farther away from the flame, it's darker. The wax is all lit up near the top. So I'll darken up the bottom. Continue on up my candle. Blend it into the dark a bit. Cast a nice, put a nice light reflection in there. And I'm going to I'm going to start with this one first because it's behind. I can fix that leaf, but I should try to avoid it. These are nice and round on poinsettias. Like a smaller dot on one. That's pretty nice. I'm going to go into my red. Add a few red dots. That's what it looks like before it breaks out into a little leaf. So maybe just couple them on there. I want more yellow. There's yellow dots as well because it'll make a nicer contrast, but there is a few of these on them, so I'll add a couple and put some nice yellow dots on them now. On these individual little green round dots. The ones that don't have the red on them. You can add a little bit to that. Go back in here and put that leaf, that petal back in. Oops. Shadow under here to show that it's a drip. this ledge here of bubbling wax. A bit of a shadow between the drips. Shadow's mostly going to be cast from the flame of the candle, so it'll be under everything. And like I say, farther away, the less see-through the wax, the less light there. There's going to be a little light on that edge coming from the other side. A few colors coming off my brush here, that's good. The light and the dark crimson. Okay, that's nice. Cast quite a shadow, that's a ledge of wax ready to bubble over. Got quite a shadow under it. Highlight on my tin foil. I'm just twirling in some glow behind, right around the flame. I got some white and crimson, and I forgot to turn the camera on, but I just did some of my tips that are close to the candle, and just a few little spots I highlighted. Did this, refine this tip here coming through over top to make sure. Might even do a little more on that, just to show it's over top of that. So for a quick little basket of poinsettias, I think that's pretty nice. I'm going to start off doing the wick, and it's goes up into the fire, down into the candle, casts a bit of a shadow, kind of usually has a thing in it like that. Then around that is going to be the blue of the fire, the hottest part of the fire. And it's got orange around it, but it's this part of the wick, or the flame, I'm sorry. I've just cleaned my brush, put a little water in it. I've got that up a little too high, so I'm going to use a clean dry brush to take some of that paint off. And kind of a shape like that is how the blue is shaped. Okay, so now I'm going to let that dry a little bit and go put some, a little bit more orange around that. Maybe a little bit of white. We'll be finished that one.